Entertainment and Sports Network.
Finally, things are looking up weather-wise. It looks like we have a beautiful Saturday afternoon and a big crowd on its way to Yankee Stadium. CC better get there because he's starting this one for the Yankees. So why don't you pack a lunch, sit back, and enjoy some Yankees baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Colorado Rockies in the middle game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees lost last night to the Rockies by a 4-2 score, and right in the middle of it was Jason Giambi. Their former teammate came back and haunted them big time.
Well, Jason Giambi comes back to the Bronx as a designated hitter in a little bit of interleague play. The fans were happy to see him back. He acknowledges the crowd, and then he acknowledges A.J. Burnett with a 2-0 fastball, home run number 8. You can see deep into right center field, but the opportunity to get some consistent at-bats for the Colorado Rockies here in New York. Picks up his second hit and his third hit of the night. Plenty of bat speed left for Jason Giambi, and he enjoyed his homecoming last night.
You know, Giambi's had a very, very nice career. 17 big league seasons, 5-time All-Star, a super year in 2000, winning him the MVP. After the 2001 season, signed a 7-year deal with the Yankees, and with the Yankees, 2 home runs in Game 7 in 2003, which helped propel them to the World Series that year. Earlier today, our Kim Jones caught up with Jason Giambi, and they talked about last night's performance.
It was an incredible honor to come back and have the bleacher creatures, you know, give you roll call and have the fans applaud like that. Like I said, when I got up there, I wasn't even touching the ground. I didn't even touch the ground when I was rounding the bases, so it was something very special.
Then you'll remember, I mean, at this point in your career, do those memories become permanent?
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt. You remember the great times you get, you know, closer to the end and you take it all in, and, you know, I'm just really grateful that it happened last night.
Well, CC Sabathia is hoping it doesn't happen today. The big left-hander will try to shut down Giambi and the Rockies team. We'll take a look at what he's done recently on segment 2 next on Yes. With a 3.39 ERA, and Sabathia has been the ace the Yankees expect him to be.
Well, he certainly has. He picked up win number 9 at Wrigley Sunday night. Alfonso Soriano, a 3-run shot against CC, actually gave up 4 earned runs in this ball game, but he was able to settle down, mixing in his slider, getting some ground balls when he needed it. He struck out 3 in this ball game in Chicago. Most importantly, picking up win number 9, and he's on a big streak lately, winning 6 out of his last 7.
Now, in his first 9 games, 3-3 with a 3.47. His last 7, He stepped it up 6-1 with a 3.31 ERA, and he's pitched 7 or more innings in 6 of his last 7 starts. He's going to need some offense today, and Curtis Granderson could be just the guy to help him out. And last night's 4-2 Yankee loss, 3 walks, 2 stolen bases. He scored both Yankee runs. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball next on Yes. In part by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. And by Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered. Sun burning through the clouds here at Yankee Stadium. A big crowd on hand for Game 2 of this 3-game set between the Yankees and the Colorado Rockies. Rockies won last night by a 4-2 score, and the Yankees send their ace to the mound, CC Sabathia, to stop it right here. Yankees have lost 2 in a row. The final game in Cincinnati. Thursday was an off day, and then yesterday the first game of this 3-game set. Carlos Gonzalez digs in. CC Sabathia is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. And the first pitch is a strike, and we're underway. Gonzalez since May 16th, a .331 hitter, .284 overall. He has 7 hits in his last 17 at-bats. Count 1-1. Sabathia 5 starts against Colorado, lifetime 1-1, 7.84. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded foul.
7.84.
Yep. Today's Rockies starting lineup presented by Avis. We already met Gonzalez, Eric Young Jr. in right. Todd Helton is at first. Troy Tulowitzki, the shortstop, cleans up. Then it's Jason Giambi at DH. Ty Wigginton at third. Ryan Spilborgh's the left fielder. Chris Nelson at second. And Matt Pagnozzi, the catcher, batting ninth. Gonzalez fouls about.
Good fastball early from CC Sabathia, 95 miles an hour, jumping out ahead of Gonzalez. Gonzalez back in that leadoff spot. Actually was hitting further down in the lineup early on in the season when Dexter Fowler was the leadoff hitter. He's been sent down. Look at CC Sabathia and his numbers for the season so far, and they're pretty good. 9 wins, ERA of 3.39, only 112 hits and 114 innings. Opponents hitting .255 against CC.
CC, one of 12 pitchers tied for the major league lead with 9 wins. Buzzes a fastball inside.
Look at our G pitcher scouting report. He's on one of those runs, has won 6 out of his last 7. Likes pitching at home, 24-7 as a Yankee with an ERA just over 3, and he's looking for win number 50 today as a New York Yankee.
49-19. as a Yankee. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. And Gonzalez down on strikes. Why don't we take a look at the Yankee defense behind CC, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher left to right in the outfield. In the infield is A-Rod, Nunez, Cano, and Teixeira third to first. Cervelli is behind the plate. Day game after night game for Russell Martin. And Karsten Charles Sabathia is on the mound. Eric Young chops one to second. And Cano gets him at first for the second out. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 76 degrees, humidity is 60%, the wind not much, and the forecast is cloudy with some scattered showers.
It's a disappointing forecast. Nice to see the sun out. It's beautiful. Actually warm on the field during batting practice today. Gotta stay hydrated, Michael. Plenty of water today.
Thank you, John.
Just looking out for you.
Here's Todd Helton. Pitch is high. Helton, 37 years old, out of the University of Tennessee. Been a Rocky his whole career. 15th big league season, 5 times an All-Star, 3 Gold Gloves. He could pick it at first. And he's Rockies' all-time leader in games, hits, runs, home runs, and RBIs. The 1-1. Nice pitch, a strike in the outside corner. CC has good stuff today. He's already thrown a fastball at 96 miles an hour. Seems like his breaking stuff is sharp. Nice downward tilt.
And CC's looking at getting back to that dominating form. I mentioned he won 6 out of the last 7, but his last 3 starts, he's given up 6 earned runs, and the last 2 4-earned runs each start.
Swing and a miss. Impressive first inning for Sabathia. The Rockies go down 1-2-3. 2 strike out. Rockies nothing. The Yankees coming to bat. Bank of America. Brett Gardner's in left field. He'll lead off. Curtis Granderson in center batting second. Mark Teixeira, the first baseman, hits third. Cleaning up third baseman Alex Rodriguez. Robinson Cano at second will bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing right field Nick Swisher. Jorge Posada DHs. He'll hit seventh. Batting eighth playing shortstop Eduardo Nunez, and Francisco Cervelli will catch and will bat ninth.
Well, that lineup for the New York Yankees is going to face veteran right-hander Aaron Cook. We'll take a look at his numbers. He's really just fighting his way back. 0-2, a 4.67, 19 hits and 17 in the third. We'll take a look at our G pitcher scouting report. I mentioned he's on his way back from some shoulder problems. Also broke his finger in spring training, and he's a sinker slider guy. Velocity in the upper 80s. But he's their franchise leader in wins for the Colorado Rockies with 69 coming in this afternoon.
Brett Gardner will dig in. Gardner, a .335 hitter. since April 26th. Bunts. It is a beauty. It's a base hit.
Well, it could be such a valuable weapon for Brett Gardner if he can perfect this. I mean, textbook right here. Deadens it right down the line. Wigington playing on the grass. He's not going to have a play. That is just a perfectly executed bunt by Brett Gardner. A few steps out of the box when he makes contact. It'd be an easy bunt base hit.
Matt Pagnozzi behind the plate. So let's see if Gardner gives it a go. Granderson, 2 stolen bases yesterday with 3 walks. He digs in. Check out the umpires today. You got Ed Rapuano behind the plate, Brian O'Nora at first, Alfonso Marquez at second, and Ed Hickox is over at third.
Well, you hear the name Pagnozzi behind the plate today. Matt Pagnozzi, the backup catcher for the Colorado Rockies. His uncle Tom Pagnozzi, the catcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, an excellent defensive catcher, Gold Glover. And Matt behind the plate today, a reputation as a good catch and throw guy. Might get a look at it early.
Now, Brett Gardner, now we've detailed it for the last couple of years. He's got blinding speed, but he leads the league with 10 caught stealing. And it's very strange because he's always been about an 80% completion rate, so to speak, but not this year. There's a strike.
You know, obviously, Michael, not knowing anything about stealing bases, and you see the numbers for Brett. But I think it's like anything else. You get off to a good start offensively swinging the bat, or you struggle. And I think Brett has gotten off to a slow start stealing bases, maybe a little tentative early on. We talk about it all the time with his speed. You'd love for him to force the action early in some counts.
There he goes. Throw to second. Stolen base. And it almost seemed as if he stumbled just for a moment.
Yeah, I didn't think he had a great jump, and it's a decent jump. Pagnozzi, a pretty good throw, a little bit high. Tulowitzki can't get the tag down in time. Brett Gardner just outruns the baseball there. Stolen base number 15. Good start to the ball game for him.
And looking at the replay, didn't stumble. I guess he kind of spun his wheels for a moment when he started. But as John said, he outran the baseball. So a runner at second, 2-1 count on Granderson. They try to pick off Gardner.
You can see all the attention Brett is getting from the Colorado Rockies and Aaron Cook early on. Curtis Granderson sitting at home plate, loving it because they're not paying attention to him, a guy who's got 21 home runs coming into this at bat.
Count 3-1. Alex Rodriguez has been hot, batting fourth today. Laughing about something. The 3-1. Hot shot up the middle and past the lunging Nelson into right field. Gardner will score easily. Going for second is Granderson, and he'll be in there as Tulowitzki could not handle the throw from Young. Young started that by bobbling the ball, but Gardner was scoring easily anyway as the Yankees have a 1-0 lead.
Well, Curtis Granderson looking for a fastball he can pull just to make sure he advances Brett Gardner, but he gets a little more out of it, a base hit. And Eric Young Jr., who's usually an infielder playing the outfield, has trouble to throw on line, but Tulowitzki tries to rush the tag. There'll be a single, an RBI, and an error on Eric Young in right field. Bad start all the way around for the Colorado Rockies.
So Granderson does get the RBI, and Eric Young gets the E9. And that's going to bring up Mark Teixeira. Teixeira 2 hits in his last 13 at bats. Average down to 244. Pitch is high.
When you talk about Aaron Cook on the mound today, he's a sinker slider guy. He will throw an occasional curveball, a little bit more this year than in the past. But if you're a hitter for the Yankees, I mean, these are the days that you look forward to. He's not overpowering. If you are patient, you're going to get some pitches to hit.
Ground ball right back to Cook. He throws to second, they don't get him. The throw to first, though, they do get him. So that's a 1-6-3 put out. They were trying to get Granderson too far off second, but he was heads up.
Well, Mark Teixeira has been struggling a little bit lately. Going to be a little disappointed trying to pull a ball to get Curtis Granderson to third. You see Cook takes a look. Not going to be able to execute there, but Tulowitzki plenty of time to get Mark Teixeira at first. Granderson takes that step and a half. It almost caught him, but able to get back.
Dennis Cook leads the Rockies in lifetime wins. He's 69-60. I said Dennis. Aaron Cook. Dennis Cook used to pitch for the Mets. Pitch outside, 1-0. Rodriguez hitting .296. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with 2 RBIs. They drove in both runs yesterday, the double and then the sac fly. Count 1-1.
Well, you see that slider at 87 miles an hour, and Alex 317 with runners in scoring position. 11 hits in his last 19 at bats. You know, Alex should be standing in that box thinking Cookhead does not have enough to get him out, as Phil Hughes looks on after his rehab appearance last night.
The 1-1. 1-2. Cook is not a strikeout pitcher. He wants you to hit the ball on the ground. If you see a lot of fly balls, he's not right. He needs to get the ball down. A-Rod has driven in a run in 4 straight games. He's got a runner in scoring position right now.
If you're a right-handed batter facing Cook with that sinker, you really want to stay up the middle. Cook wants you to think about pulling, so you roll over some ground balls to the left side.
Fouled away. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes.
I mentioned before that Cook really has nothing to get Alex Rodriguez out, and by that I mean he doesn't have enough velocity really to beat him inside. The movement is subtle. It's not an overpowering sinker, and his slider is hard at 86, 87. Should be a pretty good matchup for Alex.
1-2 inside. Fouled away.
It's a hanging curveball, and people around the Rockies saying Cook has thrown a few more curveballs this year. And this is a hanger up in the zone, and Alex Rodriguez just missed it. See the good swing, followed through. A little disappointed he didn't center that.
Cook has really slowed it down here with A-Rod. Kind of a humid day. Felt very hot when you were on the field today, and Alex stepped out to wipe the perspiration off his glasses. The 2-2. Missed outside, 3-2. And here's the payoff. Ground ball, a base hit through the right side. Granderson rounds third. He's coming home. He'll score. It's an RBI single for A-Rod. He wins the battle with Cook. He now has a ribby in 5 straight games, and the Yankees have a 2-0 lead.
A good at bat by Alex Rodriguez just to fight back to a full count. Then he gets a sinker out over it. He does not think about pulling it. Just shoots it through the hole between first and second. And Eric Young, who's an infielder playing the outfielder, getting exposed a little bit here in the first inning, doesn't even think about coming up with a throw. Alex Rodriguez will take it, so will the New York Yankees, now up 2-0. He's trying to hide out there in right field, Michael, and he's being exposed here in the first inning already.
So Alex picks up his 48th ribby. Still one out. He's at first, held there by Helton. You know, we talk about the number 2 hole, and it's a great spot in this Yankee lineup. With that run scored, Granderson now has 67, which increases his major league total. You're going to get driven in if you bet second on the Yankees. You got Teixeira, A-Rod, and Cano behind you. And also Granderson with outstanding speed. Makes it even better. There's a ground ball to second. Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1, and there's 2. So Cook gets the ground ball. Yankees get 2 runs. Brett Gardner started it. A bunt to start it off. Then he steals second. Granderson will single to right field, and Gardner will score, making it all work. 2-0 Yanks. Paul, today's question is, which of these former major leaguers is the best 2-sport athlete? Good question. You can text your vote to 58772. Here are your choices. Is it Danny Ainge? Is it Dave DeBusschere? Is it Bo Jackson, Brian Jordan, or Deion Sanders? Standard text messaging rates apply. We'll tell you how you voted a little bit later on.
I didn't know Dave DeBusschere was a two-sport athlete.
He pitched in the big leagues and obviously played basketball.
What did he pitch for?
Pitched for the White Sox, I believe. I think he pitched for the White Sox when he was with the Pistons, when he played for the Pistons. But Ryan will check it out for us. And the 0-1. Tulowitzki spun off the plate.
A lot of talk about Tulowitzki today on the field around the batting cage, Michael, and not so much for his offensive game. And talked about 4 home runs at Citi Field when he came to play the Mets, a home run last night, but more about his defense and throwing arm at shortstop.
Foul back.
Robbie Thompson, third base coach, Mick Kelleher, infield instructor, talking about they had a scout rate his throwing arm as a 75 on the scale 20 to 80, and they had never heard of that, a 75, how impressive that is from shortstop. So those two gentlemen looking forward to watching him this weekend and checking out his defensive skills. Obviously, we saw the offensive game last night with the home run.
This is a great note. First player to home run 5 straight games in New York as a visitor since Ernie Banks did it at the Polo Grounds against the Mets in 1962. Now, if you're wondering, well, who's the last guy to do it 6 straight? Yankee fans don't want it to happen today, but it was Monty Irvin of the New York Giants against the Dodgers. And that was from 1953 to 1954. And by the way, DeBusschere did pitch for the White Sox in 62 and 63.
We didn't need to check it. I mean, you knew that. You knew that, right?
You know what? You always like to make sure. You don't want to give out bad information, John. Three-two. Hot shot up the middle, a base hit. So Tulowitzki with a single. Today's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Want to send out best wishes, get well wishes to Courtney Jeffers, who underwent some surgery earlier in the week. Big Yankee fan, watching the game today. So everybody here at the Yes Network sends out our best wishes to Courtney and a quick recovery. Jason Giambi takes a strike. What a night for Giambi last night. He had 3 hits and 4 at-bats, a walk, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and the home run that he hit was one of the deepest home runs we've seen here, almost halfway up the bleachers in right field.
And this is last night, and we've seen Jason through his whole career being able to get fastballs and fastball counts, and he does not miss this one. Home run number 8. Like you said, Michael, a bomb to right center, but kind of refreshing to hear Jason talk to Kim Jones before the game about kind of appreciating the moments now when you get older and you know there's not a whole lot left in your career.
Did he go? Yes, he did. So Giambi down on strikes. 3rd strikeout for Sabathia.
You get going in the middle of your career, you really don't appreciate some of the moments, and here a slider away, the check swing. And after you see a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, it's going to be tough to hold up on the off-speed pitches.
Giambi has never been that great against Sabathia. He's now 2 for 16 lifetime against CC. Here's Ty Wigginton. Pitch outside. Check swing and foul back. He has good numbers against Sabathia, 12 for 41. Ty Wigginton is no star, but he's one of those workman-like players that he's going to get his hits. He's going to grind it out. He's going to get the most out of his ability. Can play a lot of positions, not embarrass himself in any of them.
Sounds like a manager's dream right there. A solid ball player. Has some pop too. I mean, he'll give you some right-handed power. I guess a little more attractive in the National League, where his versatility comes into play. Can play a bunch of different positions.
High fly ball, right center. Giving chase is Swisher, and he makes a nice running play. Heading back to first is Tulowitzki. Swisher covering a lot of ground. Hauls that in right center field.
Well, Nick Swisher made a nice play in Cincinnati, and here covering a lot of ground to right center field, right over his right shoulder. Sees by the W.B. Mason sign. Runs to a spot where he thinks it's going to end up, and you're right, covering a lot of ground to right center field. Nice play.
So 2 down. Here's Ryan Spielborgs. Fouled away.
Again, you see that fastball with a good velocity, 96 miles an hour. Looks like CC has his good stuff this afternoon.
There's a strike. Tulowitzki led off the inning with a single. He remains at first with 2 outs. And the 0-2. 97 miles an hour by Sabathia.
Yeah, I was interested to see what pitch he was going to throw there. I mean, he's got such good velocity with the fastball. You might not want to mess around with that slider. Actually do the hitter a favor sometimes. Here it comes. Make sure you bury it down and in. Looks like they're going away with it.
Missed outside.
Always felt if you had a pitcher, he's got his good fastball going early in a ball game, you try to ride that out as long as you can. Go to your off-speed pitches later on when you need it.
Strike 3. 96 miles an hour on the corner. 4 strikeouts for Sabathia through 2. Rockies strand 1. 2-0 Yanks. The Rockies defense behind Aaron Cook, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Spielborgs, Gonzalez, and Eric Young Jr. left to right. Wigginton, Tulowitzki, Nelson, and Helton third to first. Pagnazzi behind the plate, and Aaron Cook is on the mound. Well, Nick Swisher's going to lead it off against Cook here in the second. Yankees love playing in the day. Unbelievable. If they were the old Chicago Cubs, they're 20-4 in day games this year. They pitch to a 2.85 ERA in the day, 3.96 at night. They hit 280 in the day. They hit 246 at night.
It's incredible. And also that stat you were talking about last night where they lose the first game of a series. I mean, they got it all going in their favor today, don't they?
You would think. With the loss last night, they are now 12-14 in series openers all season and 6-8 at home. And that's not very good, but obviously their record is good. So they get the wins later on in the series. Put themselves behind the 8 ball early.
The Rockies took the first game of the series last night to go a game over 500, a game that you felt they had to win with Jimenez, their #1 guy out there, and he did his job. Scored 4 runs and won the ball game. You would think advantage this afternoon for the Yankees with CC Sabathia going against Aaron Cook. An early 2-0 lead for the Yankees.
Driven out deep to left field. Spielborg's back. And he makes the play for the first out. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes.
Tell you what, Nick Swisher playing some better baseball lately. Nice running catch to right center field, driving that ball the other way. Every at bat seems to be a little bit more consistent now, trying to get that batting average up over 240.
Here's Posada. Pitch outside.
If you're Jorge Posada or Nick Swisher and you get off to a tough start, you play mind games with yourself. If you're Jorge, you're hitting 220. You say, you know what, I'm going to keep grinding until I get up over 230. Kind of keep your focus short on maybe 10 at bats, have a good 3 for 10 or 4 for 10, and everything will work its way out. Nick Swisher, the same program. He's up into the upper 230s, try to get to 240.
A nice piece of hitting there by Posada as he lines it to left field for a single.
Well, your classic approach when you're facing a sinker ball pitcher, try not to pull. Go the other way, and nice job by Jorge Posada letting that baseball get deep in the strike zone, shooting it the other way for a base hit.
You know, John, I always fall victim to this. Why do we always say it's a nice piece of hitting if you go the other way? Can it ever be pulled and be a nice piece of hitting?
Of course it can if it's a fastball inside, but I think that you have to be mechanically perfect to do what Jorge did right there. Let the ball get deep and drive it the other way, and don't dip your shoulder or roll over to second base. That's probably why it looks so pretty.
Here's Nunez. There's a strike.
It looks pretty to me. I knew nothing about going the other way. It was all pull, my offensive game. So when somebody goes the other way, it looks great.
So when you would go to right field, it was
an accident. Yeah. It was an accident. If I faced Aaron Cook today, I'd get right up on the plate and say, you know what, I'm going to pull everything you throw up there and take my chances. It probably wouldn't work out, but at least it was a game plan.
Anybody ever try to turn you into an opposite field hitter?
When I was younger with the Boston Red Sox, they wanted me to hit the ball the other way to get my batting average up, and I just couldn't do it. Whenever I would think about hitting the ball the other way, I would dip my shoulder, lazy fly balls to right field, and finally, in the middle of my career, I decided I can pull the ball with some authority, and tried to do it every time.
A little bit high with the breaking ball. Nunez at 244 overall. He has 10 hits in his last 34 bats in his last 10 games, and he's 294 over that stretch. The 1-2 inside. Good vantage point from behind Andrew Jones. One more game against the Rockies tomorrow, then Monday another off day. So the Yankees 2 off days in 5, and they really needed it. They had played 16 days in a row, and well, they did get rained out on Tuesday, but they were in the ballpark. Then a doubleheader on Wednesday, so that gives them an opportunity to skip over people in the rotation if they choose to do that, and gives people a little bit of a blow as well. The 2-2 ground ball to third. There's one, not in time.
Well, this is exactly what Aaron Cook wants the right-handed batters to do, trying to pull the sinker or possibly the slider right there down and away. Nunez out front a little bit, gets it off the end of the bat. Wigington fields it cleanly, but Nunez just runs too well to complete the double play.
There's Francisco Cervelli, who's in a little bit of a slide. 1 hit in his last 17 at bats. And he punches that one to right field. It's a base hit. Nunez stops at second, so a single for Cervelli, and the Yankees have runners on first and second with 2 outs.
Well, again, it looks nice when a hitter is able to go the other way, and that's a slider down and away, the same pitch that Nunez had, and Cervelli just stayed on it a little bit better, flips it into right field in front of Eric Young Jr. Yankees extend the inning. Michael, what do you think about a backup catcher? I mean, Cervelli's had his problems defensively. I mean, I really don't care what he hits. I mean, you got to do the job behind the plate, and if you get some big hits, then it's a bonus.
I would agree with everything you just said. I think the primary job of a backup catcher is to be a great defender.
And if you can hit a little bit, you have some pop, then you don't have to be a great defender. But if you don't, you got to do the job behind the plate.
I think if you gave organizations the choice, they'd take the better defense and less offense for the backup. There's a strike. Gardner with a bunt single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the first. He's the Yankees' leading hitter with runners in scoring position this year, 347. The 0-1. 1-1.
You're always thinking from a catching perspective about how to get Brett Gardner out now. Since he's moved on the plate a little bit more than he was at the beginning of the year, pulling the ball a little bit better. That's where Aaron Cook tried to get him out there on that pitch, a little fastball inside. Brett now driving the ball the other way. If you come inside, he's able to pull his hands in and drive it to right center. He's a dangerous hitter now, and the numbers with runners in scoring position prove it.
Soft ground ball to second. Nelson will get Gardner, and that will do it here in the second. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. When you play 2, Yankees up 2-0.
an extreme honor, and it's something that I cherish and think about. I mean, obviously, but I never thought they'd do something like that. But yeah, a little nervous. I haven't thrown a baseball in a long time, so I've been practicing a little bit down underneath in the cage, and I got to tell you, I have no chance of getting it to home plate.
That's Gene Monahan, the Yankees' longtime trainer. He began in 1973 when George Steinbrenner bought the team. Even before that, as a bat boy in the days in Fort Lauderdale. An amazing guy. Chris Nelson pops one up to right field, and Nick Swisher is there for the first out. Let's go down to Kim Jones. Kim, you had an opportunity, and the Lincoln scoreboard shows the Yankees leading 2-0. You had an opportunity to talk to Gino, who does have the honor of throwing out the first pitch tomorrow.
Of the old-timers game, Michael, and as you heard, he is honored and a little bit nervous about it, but everyone, including all of the old-timers, more than 50 expected tomorrow, will be happy to wish Gino well, because as we know, he's retiring at the end of the season after 49 years with this organization. Our interview with him will air during our extensive coverage tomorrow on Yes.
Now, you sit down with Gene Monahan. He's almost like a walking encyclopedia of Yankee history. I'm sure you got a lot of anecdotes from him. What was your favorite?
My absolute favorite was about Joe DiMaggio, Michael, and it dates back to Gino's days in the clubhouse when he used to stir the soup for spring training meals. He said that's back when soup and crackers were the only meals at spring training, and it came to be that he would make tea for Joe D. Well, how did Joe D like his tea? Hot, but not too hot, more warm. Tea bag left in with 1.5 teaspoons of sugar.
So let's see, he didn't like iced tea, but he didn't like really hot tea.
Right. Warm towards hot, not too hot.
Now, tomorrow's going to be a great day, Kim, because there's going to be a lot of people back for the first time in Yankee pinstripes. For a long time, they've been away.
That's right. Lou Piniella, Joe Torre, Bernie Williams, who was making his rounds at the stadium last night, will be back. And I asked Joe Girardi if he considers Bernie an old-timer. Joe smiled and said no, because that means I'm an old-timer. But Joe also said, so looking forward to tomorrow. He considers it one of his favorite days of the entire season.
It's always a great day here at the stadium. Here's Carlos Gonzalez. He shows bunt but takes a strike. Now, the only hit for the Rockies tonight, or today, has been by Tulowitzki. And Tulowitzki is a big shortstop, Kim. And in the old days, when you talk about old-timers, that wasn't to be. But he's patted himself after some guys that we know.
Absolutely. He says he can drop his arm angle like Cal Ripken Jr. He does the jump throw like our guy, Derek Jeter. And, of course, like our Alex Rodriguez, he says, I hit for some power. So he thinks that he combines a little bit of the best parts of their games as shortstops. And those are big games to be comparing yourself to. He says that when it's all said and done, he hopes that those comparisons hold true. He knows what lofty company he would be in. But, Michael, he also likes to have some fun. At Coors Field, his walk-up music is Baby by Justin Bieber. Last year, it was Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. I asked him about all of that. He said, well, when you walk up to Justin Bieber music, you better be able to take some ribbing from your teammates, and you better be able to back it up. He does both, and he also confessed he watches Nickelodeon sometimes.
Wow, so he's kind of young at his taste, I guess.
He was spilling his guts today. It was like a couch session. It was awesome.
Grounded to first, and it's a foul ball. How about Phil Hughes? I mean, we heard yesterday the numbers, and I know you spoke to a lot of people today, Kim. What's the general consensus on how Hughes pitched?
Well, mixed reviews for sure on last night's outing for Double-A Trenton. Not as good as his one 5 days earlier for Staten Island. Hughes agreed with that. So did Brian Cashman. Brian Cashman's thinking is that he needs a few more starts. If that is 3 starts every 5 days, that would put Hughes' return to the Yankees after the All-Star break. He continues to hope it's sooner than that, but certainly fastball command was an issue last night. And Brian Cashman saying he was sitting at 91, 92 in terms of velocity. Cashman added he was okay.
Okay. Concern with okay? Concern about a step back since the Staten Island start?
I don't know about concern yet, Michael. Obviously, the next start will be extremely important, and that's why Joe Girardi not willing to put any sort of timetable on Hughes' return when he was asked about it today.
2-2 is upstairs. 3-2. I saw Phil talking in the clubhouse before the game, Kim. It's hard to read him because he's kind of like flatline with emotion, but I don't know what he's feeling. Do you have any sense?
Well, I think he's encouraged that he's progressing. There hasn't been a hurdle. There hasn't been a stop sign yet. And that, for a guy who's been on the DL since April 15th, is a big deal, Michael. But again, I do think Phil Hughes would tell you next time out is going to be very important.
Here's the payoff from Cece. And outside, 2-out walk to Gonzalez. Well, if you take Phil out of the equation until the All-Star break, is the next step, I guess, Colon, if he's healthy when he throws?
Yeah, Colon will pitch a simulated game Monday, which is an off day for the Yankees, and then they'll see where he is. He certainly, you would think, and Joe Girardi admits, would need a rehab start. They want him to be able to field his position, which he actually does pretty well, and cover first base, which is how he originally injured his hamstring. So I don't have a timetable for you on any of these guys, including Derek Jeter, but progress seems to be the most important word at the moment.
Kim, we will talk to you later on with postgame.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, thanks a lot, Kim. That's Kim Jones, and she will join Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry on the postgame show. So a long walk by Carlos Gonzalez, a long at bat that led to a walk. Here's Eric Young Jr. with an 0-1 count. He grounded out to second. That was in the first. Count quickly 0-2.
Kim had some good information there on Phil Hughes and his outing last night, but I guess we got to think back to spring training. I mean, how would you feel about a pitcher's second spring training outing if he did what he did last night? I mean, you know, velocity was decent. It wasn't great. Fastball command. I think we expect more because it's during the season, a rehab appearance, and you're looking forward to getting him back.
Swing and a foul tip held on to by Cervelli. Fifth strikeout for CC Sabathia. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Yankees. By Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. One more game against Colorado. We're actually on the air tomorrow for the Old Timers Day festivities. 11 o'clock, 11:30 the festivities start. So if you're coming to the game, please get here early and be in your seats by 11:30. Monday's an off day. 3 games against Milwaukee. Tuesday, Wednesday night, and then Thursday afternoon, and then 3 at Citi Field against the Mets. And tomorrow, again, Old Timers Day special begins at 11 right here on Yes. Lincoln scoreboard, 2-0 Yankees. We go to the bottom of the third. Granderson with an RBI single right. That was in the first inning. Hitting .279. Pitch is high. Dark clouds rolling in over the left field grandstand. (2-0). 2-1. Boy, weather has been an issue here in New York for most of the baseball season. Both the Yankees and the Mets have been victimized by it. The 2-1. Grounded foul. had 2 rainouts all of last year, and they already have 4 this season. That one is punched into shallow left and just past Tulowitzki for a base hit for Granderson.
A beautiful thing for Curtis Granderson right here. I mean, he pulled his first at bat at a base hit, RBI, and here gets a little slider, a hard slider inside, and just fights it off the other way. Strong enough to get it out of the way of Troy Tulowitzki. A leadoff single here in the 3rd. We'll bring up Mark Teixeira for his 2nd at bat. Got a ground ball back to Aaron Cook, who actually threw to Tulowitzki and finished the play off at first base. Scored 1-6-3. Takes the first pitch sinker for a strike. Well, with that base hit by Curtis Granderson, that is his 22nd multi-hit game of the season. Curtis taking his lead, has 12 stolen bases on the year, has been thrown out 7 times. Sure, hits a fly ball to center field, and it's hit well. Gonzalez going back, and it's going to be over his head and out of his reach. Curtis Granderson on his way to 3rd. Robbie Thompson will hold him there. Mark Teixeira in with a stand-up double. A nice bid by Carlos Gonzalez in center field, but not able to make the play. Like a little sinking fastball up in the zone. Gonzalez, who won a Gold Glove last year, not able to make the play, crashing against the wall. Great look on Yesmo, just out of his reach. Granderson doing a nice job reading the baseball, reading the play. Touches second base, advances to 3rd. Third base coach Robbie Thompson takes it from there and holds him up. The Yankees all set up here, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, and Alex Rodriguez coming to the plate. Alex, a base hit and RBI, his first at bat, RBI number 48 on the year. Really a quality at bat. He was behind in the count early. He was able to work his way back to full and then just punched a base hit for right field. Rockies playing their infield back. Alex takes a fastball in for ball 1. Alex has driven in a run in 5 straight games after his RBI single in the 1st inning. And batting average hanging right below 300 now for Alex Rodriguez. Fouls off a slider. Second and 3rd, nobody out here in the 3rd inning. Yankees leading 2-0. Be a 1-1, a little sinker down and in for ball 2. First base is open for Aaron Cook, so he has some options here if he wants to pitch carefully to Alex Rodriguez. Robinson Cano waiting on deck. 2-1 to Cook. A little slider slap the other way to right center field. Eric Young Jr. is not going to be able to make the play. Curtis Granderson scores easily. Mark Teixeira follows him, and Alex Rodriguez, who continues his hot hitting. A double and 2 more RBIs, and the Yankees now lead 4-0. Good sinker, good slider down and away, and we're going to have to check with Alex Rodriguez. Looked like he was coming out of the box a little bit slow there. Just slaps that slider to right center field. A little double and a couple RBIs. Not running 100%. Cruises into second base easily. That does not look good for Alex Rodriguez.
Well, those 2 ribbies now give him 50 on the season, and he's been swinging the bat very well. The last thing he wants to do, John, if he's not feeling great, is to come out of the lineup. We've heard that he's banged up. He's a little bit sore, but he doesn't seem over the last week or so to be running fluidly. And right there you can see him just a little bit slow.
Well, I think this tells you, too, that Gene Monahan or Joe Girardi is not out checking on him, that Alex is probably playing through some issues right now. You have an easy stand-up double. He took his time and made sure he got into second base in pretty good shape. A couple more RBIs.
Here's Cano. He wrapped into a double play in the first inning. So the Yankees lead 4-0. We're in the bottom of the third. And Cook deals.
Oh. Hey, Nick. Just throw some of that shit on the circle, please. Thanks.
Ed Rapuano wants Nick Swisher to do some house cleaning because I guess the pine tar rag and the donut, they were not on the on-deck circle, so he told Nick Swisher, put him on the on-deck circle. And that's really a safety issue for Pagnozzi in case there's a pop-up and there's all equipment lying around. You want it pretty much focused on that one batting circle.
Looking up at the scoreboard now, Michael, 8 hits for the Yankees. They only had 5 last night, 8 hits here. Nobody out in the third inning, so enjoying themselves this afternoon against Aaron Cook.
The 2-0. Fouled away. 8 ribbies in the last 5 games for Alex. That's why he doesn't want to leave any lineup. And guys like Alex, the way they're feeling right now, those are the guys that live for the days off.
Yeah.
The Thursday and the Monday coming up.
I'm sure Joe Girardi and his staff, you start talking, you know what, if we can give Alex 2 days, maybe Sunday followed up by a Monday day off, it might be beneficial. And when he's swinging the bat the way he is right now, I'm sure he wants to be in the lineup every day.
Chopped over the mound. Nelson will get Cano as Alex Rodriguez moves to third.
I'm sure Robinson Cano a little bit disappointed there as Robbie Thompson talking to Alex Rodriguez. You got 3-1 count. I'm sure Robinson wanted to drive this ball a little bit better, but he gets a job done. Ground ball to second base. A nice play by Nelson. Alex Rodriguez advances to third. Number 5 hitter, you'd expect a harder hit ball there on a 3-1 count. Still a productive out. I'm sure that conversation there, Michael, with Rob Thompson and Alex, you know, if there's a fly ball, what can you give me? You know, how much do you have trying to score on a sacrifice fly, trying to gain as much information as he can before he has to make his decision.
Infield is kind of halfway for the Rockies. They don't come all the way in because they can see the way Alex is running, so they don't feel they have to come all the way to the infield grass. Strike. 17 times Swisher's come up with a runner on third and less than 2 outs, and he's gotten it done 15 times. Quick math will tell you that's 88%.
He's going to have to earn it here quickly behind in the count 0-2.
Probably not get it done. Spielborgs makes the catch. They're going to send Alex Rodriguez. Head first slide. He is in there. A sac fly for Swisher. It does get it done, and the Yankees lead 5-0.
Okay, I was with you, Michael. I didn't think this was going to get it done the way Alex Rodriguez came out of the box with that double. Billboard's in left field. He spins and throws, and the throw's going to be offline. And Alex Rodriguez, good aggressive base running. A great slide to the corner of home plate. Pagnazzi tries to come back and apply the tag, just too late. You never like to see one of your best players, Alex Rodriguez, diving head first, but he gets a job done here, and it doesn't look like he had any type of an injury trying to score there.
Hate to see people slide head first in the home. It's not the smart thing to do. Alex is a good base runner, though, and maybe he felt that was his best way to get in. Still, you'd rather see him slide feet first.
Yeah, you worry when you see that tag being applied to that left hand. I'll tell you what, Nick Swisher, the happiest guy in Yankee Stadium right now, behind in the count 0-2, fights off to a weak fly ball to left field, and Alex Rodriguez just picked him up.
They must not have that much respect for Spielberg's arm to go from where they went. And that was not a deep fly ball at all. It wasn't even medium range. I would say it was shallow.
Well, it's amazing how your range of emotions go up here. I mean, you're worried about Alex Rodriguez coming out of the box. Doesn't look good. Kind of a little slow getting into second base. And then a few minutes later, scoring on a sacrifice fly. Looks 100% healthy.
Ground ball to second. Nelson to Helton, and that will do it. Yankees get 3 more runs on 3 hits. Nobody left. Alex Rodriguez right in the middle of it as we go to the 4th. Quick line quiz. We told you CC Sabathia 49-19 in his career with the Yankees. Who are the only 4 Yankee pitchers in the last 60 years to record 50 wins before their 20th loss? We'll find out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, Sabathia, so far this year, certainly has the run counter. He has 5 runs already through 3 innings. There's a strike to Todd Helton. He is first in the American League, getting 6.88 runs per start. Yankees have scored 10 or more runs in 6 of his starts this year. No other big league pitcher has started more than 3 games this year in which their team scored double digits. So CC with 6 of those sorts of games. Easier to call a game with a big lead? Do you still follow the same scouting report you did at the beginning of the game?
At this point, you would 5-0. I think you would still stick to the game plan if you're Cervelli and CC Sabathia. I mean, once it starts getting to 8-9, then you start thinking, okay, let's just get ahead with the fastball, and sometimes you get yourself into some trouble.
Strike 3. Helton down looking. Strikeout number 6 for Sabathia.
But I'll tell you what, Michael, if you're Cervelli behind the plate today, you hate to say it's easy, but Sabathia has everything going. A good fastball with velocity, better location, able to freeze Helton on the outside half, right on the corner, perfect pitch. A good slider, and he really hasn't needed his changeup yet.
Well, here's Troy Tulowitzki, who's gotten the only hit against Sabathia, a leadoff single in the second.
And I think that was the only changeup that CC has thrown this afternoon, and ended up at a base hit in center field.
Line drive over the head of a leaping A-Rod in the left field. Sounded like a broken bat, but the second hit for Tulowitzki.
His 2 hits, one off the end of his bat, his first at bat, and there he gets jammed with a fastball in. Not a lot of movement in that swing, but he's strong enough. Just out of the reach of Alex Rodriguez, second hit of the afternoon. Remember last night, Michael, we were talking about Tulowitzki, and we didn't really know about him and his personality. And listening to him talk to Kim Jones today, it sounds like, I'll tell you what, he's got his head on straight, all about baseball.
Watch this. I think he hit the ball twice. Once. Isn't that amazing? Giambi, sky high fly to left. Gardner was battling the sun and finally makes the catch.
See, Brett's got the sunglasses on, just out of his reach a little bit. I'm sure Curtis Granderson and Brett going to talk about it after the fact.
The fly ball went up, John, and the sun came out. Right now, there's a lot of clouds overhead, but every now and then they'll move a certain way, the sun will burn through, and right when the ball was in the air, I think that's what really gave him trouble. Pitch inside to Wigginton. Count 1-1. Wigginton, a deep fly ball to right center, run down by Nick Swisher in the second. .96 miles an hour.
Such a good combination. The 1-0 changeup from CC that Wigginton swung through, and then he comes back with that good fastball in the inside half. When CC can locate inside to a right-handed batter like that, he's going to be locked in all afternoon. So many options now. You can go for that slider down and in. You can go with a fastball away, another changeup.
Ground ball in the hole, backhanded by Nunez. Fires to second. Nice play to get Tulowitzki for the final out of the fourth. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 5-0 Yankees. 7 World Championships with Old Timers Day. Come see your favorite Yankee legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Now be sure to arrive early for Old Timers Day, as ceremonies will begin at 11:30 a.m. with the Rockies-Yankees game to follow. Eduardo Nunez will lead off against Aaron Cook. And there's a strike. 5-0 Yankees, 5-8-0, and 0-2-1 for the Rockies against Sabathia. Looks very good today. Grounded through the right side for base hit. All right, let's check out the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. This was the question. Sabathia 49-19 in his career with the Yankees, who are the only 4 Yankee pitchers in the last 60 years to record 50 wins before their 20th loss. Here are the answers. Whitey Ford 50-16, Guidry 50-18, our good buddy David Cohn 50-17, and Chien-Ming Wang 50-18. It's a nice start.
Any word on Chien-Ming Wang?
No, I think he's still in the national system. You just always get worried when you hear shoulder surgery. And, you know, we talk about this so much. John, it seems like they figured out the Tommy John surgery where they're not even overly concerned when they perform it. But shoulder surgery is really an inexact science. See the picture in the paper today of Jaba's surgically repaired elbow?
No, I saw it on Twitter a couple of days ago. He was throwing some pictures out there.
Got a big metal brace on the elbow and then took the brace off, and you know there's scars around the wrist where they take the ligament, scars around the inside of the elbow. He expects to be back by spring training next year. Usually it's a year recovery, but his thinking is he's a reliever, he's not a starter.
Well, you bring up the Tommy John surgery and that they pretty much have perfected it, but it's such a long road back. I mean, for Jaba, he's looking forward to spring training, obviously, but you know, I'd gone through some shoulder rehab, and it's a long year, ups and downs mentally on good days, bad days. Hopefully, he'll have more good days than bad days.
It is odd, though, John. They feel very confident when they perform the Tommy John surgery, but they have not been able to expedite the process. It's usually a year. And you can rush it and you can rehab and feel great, but it's usually a year.
I'm interested to see Jaba's, how he ends up through this, because he was saying he wasn't feeling any of the normal pain that you would expect with the Tommy John surgery coming. It would get stiff after his appearances.
Very strange. Chasing Nunez back.
Well, perfect count right here for a hit and run. Cervelli has a base hit already in this game. Nunez runs well. We expect Aaron Cook to be around the plate.
Check swing, and Ryan O'Nora said no, he did not go. Cervelli had a single his first time on. Bluffs, and there's a ground ball through the left side for base hit. Nunez makes a big turn. He'll stop right there. So the Yankees are set up. Runners on first and second, and nobody out. Voting is now open for the 2011 All-Star Game in Phoenix. Help send your favorite New York Yankees to this year's All-Star Game by voting up to 25 times at Yankees.com. Cast your ballot now for your 2011 All-Stars. Vote early and vote often. Vote today at Yankees.com. That's going to bring up Brett Gardner, who is 1 for 2. He bunted successfully in the first inning, stole second, and then scored on Granderson's single to right, and then grounded to second in the second.
Oh, Wigington again has to be playing on the grass, respecting the possibility of a bunt from Brett Gardner.
Yankees have 10 hits against Cook and 5 runs. Ground ball right back to Cook. There's one. And they double up the speedy Gardner. Wow, they turn that quickly. 1-6-3. Moving to third is Nunez.
Well, we talked about it before. Tulowitzki graded out at a 75 on a scale of 20 to 80 with his throwing arm, and he shows it off here. Cook, a great job getting it to him in plenty of time, and then that is a cannon from shortstop to get Brett Gardner.
Time for the GE Capital partner play. Great partnerships are built on trust at GE Capital. We prove that every day. He really did fire, huh, John?
See, Tulowitzki gets it in good shape, and watch the throwing arm. Right on the money and plenty of arm strength.
Runner at third, 2 outs for Granderson. Pitches high. Count 2-0. Clayton Mortensen for the Rockies, one of their 5 right-handers. They have 2 lefties in their bullpen. Now you asked about Chin-Ming Wong, and we found out he's apparently scheduled to make his first rehab start Monday with Class A Hagerstown. Check this out. It's his first pro start of any kind since July 4th of 2009 with the Yankees. That's 2 years of being on the shelf.
It's be tough for an organization like the Nationals. You sign him knowing you're going to rehab him and try to get him back. I'm sure they didn't think it was going to take this long.
Strike 3. Granderson down looking. So the Yankees don't score after getting the first 2 runners on. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left. We're going to go to the 5th. Yankees lead the Rockies 5-0. text ball. Once again, the question, which of these former major leaguers is the best two-sport athlete? You've been voting at 58772, and here's how you voted. 53% say Bo Jackson. And then Deion Sanders is next. Bo Jackson was pretty special. He can do it all.
Danny Ainge didn't get any respect. Yeah. 6%.
I've always told this story. Don Mattingly said that Deion Sanders was one of the best teammates he's ever had. That one is lined into right center field. It's a base hit. It's going to get past Granderson and go to the wall. Spielborgs is going to stop at second with a leadoff double. Now, speaking of football, we did find some pictures of the two Colorado Rockies in uniform. Todd Helton at Tennessee and Seth Smith at Ole Miss. Now, Todd Helton, his injury led to Peyton Manning starting, and Seth Smith backed up Eli Manning at Ole Miss. Here's Chris Nelson. I don't know if I told you this story off the air, John, about Deion Sanders. David Cohn and I are traveling to Texas earlier this year to do the Yankee Ranger series. So we get on the plane, and in David's row is Deion Sanders, who was in New York for some reason. And he's flying back home to Dallas. And David doesn't exactly look like David did when he played. So he says, hey, Deion. And Deion looks at him, and he's got the cap pulled down low. And just sits there, and he doesn't know who just said hello to him. The guy's sitting right next to him. So then David finally says, Deion, I'm David Cohn. And then Deion lights up. He goes, oh my God. He goes, you're the reason I got to play in the World Series. David goes, why? He goes, because the Braves looked at the numbers to see if I should be on the roster, and they saw that, you were pitching for Toronto and I just owned you. So they put me on the roster. David goes, good to see you too. The 2-1. Hot shot and grabbed there by Teixeira. He'll beat Nelson to the bag, and moving to third is Spielborgs.
Deion was special. I got a chance to play against him in the minor leagues. As you see, Nelson hit a rocket the other way. Mark Teixeira backhands it, an easy play. But watching him hit a gapper to right center field like Spielborgs just did, I mean, it was an automatic triple. He's gliding around the bases.
I think if he ever played baseball full-time, he would have been a star.
Yeah.
Yankees have the infield back with a 5-0 lead. Runner at third. Matt Pagnazzi up. And if you're wondering what Deion was against David Cohn, he was 9 for 15.
That's owning.
That's owning.
That's owning.
With a home run. And then once they got that out of the way, they had a nice long conversation. Now, will David Cohn be there tomorrow for Old Timers Day?
Word on the street.
Always good to see David.
You know, we always talk about pitching matchups. Do we have a pitching matchup tomorrow for the Old Timers Day?
I think they just bring him in as if they can lift their arm.
There's one thing I think we can guarantee. Ron Guidry will be out there.
Right.
And he throws perfect strikes.
And Goose Gossage,
who throws hard strikes.
I once saw Goose Gossage at a Yankee fantasy game. And, you're laying it in there for the fantasy guys to get hits. And he got like 3 hits in a row, and now they're starting to trash talk him. And you could just see him start to snort. And he's standing on the mound. The next 3 guys, 3 fastballs, all in the 90s. He struck out the side on 9 pitches.
Was that in Florida or at the old stadium?
That was in Florida, in Tampa.
Because I was catching him in I'm going to play Tommy Topper just like last night. Fantasy camp at the old stadium. And same thing. Went out there and kind of was pumping fastballs. They were putting balls in play, and then all of a sudden he started cranking it up.
Yep.
Nasty slider.
I think that once you start to appeal to a player's pride, no matter how old they are, it's going to kick in. You don't mess with Goose. Here's the 1-2. Popped up. Shallow center. Going to be a tough play. Granderson makes the play. Spielborgs just bluffs. So there are 2 outs. Let's take a look back at last year's Old Timers Day. Muscara in there, and Nick Swisher enjoying it. Mick the Quick, Joe Girardi getting a nice hand. David Cohn and Ron Guidry and Mr. October, Mrs. Shepard, and then Mick the Quick, Brian Doyle. Pat Kelly with a nice hug. It's always a great day. It really is. So again, just getting the seats early tomorrow. The festivities start at 11:30.
Well, it's great seeing the guys coming back, but I love seeing Nick Swisher right there. I mean, the present day players enjoy it too. The interaction with the old timers coming back. To put a personality with the name, it's a lot of fun.
Right back to CeCe, so he works out of a runner at second, nobody out jam, and keeps his shutout. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. At the end of 4.5, Yankees lead 5-0, and a lot of it's been because of Alex Rodriguez. A single, a double, a couple of ribbies, and a nice run scored. Fios get the ultimate in entertainment on the Ultimate Network. Fios and Network ahead. Juan Nicasio against Ivan Nova. Ground ball off the bat of Teixeira, right to Helton, and he flips to Cook covering. 1 away. Boy, Nova pitched very well his last time out against the Reds.
Well, he really did, and went deep in that ball game, and kind of coming into his own now, Michael. Right? I mean, he's had some rough outings, but he's been able to rebound. We always talk about the mix of pitches, and I know our producer Bill Bolin always talks about how he likes his curveball become a big pitch for him. See if he can bring that tomorrow afternoon.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. He has the average over 300. He now has 50 ribbies, 13 home runs. 3 ribbies today with a run scored. So he's accounted for 4 of the 5 runs. Count 1-0. And he is leading in the voting for third baseman in the All-Star voting. In fact, last time I looked, he was first, Jeter was first, Cano was first. Teixeira was second behind Adrian Gonzalez, and Russell Martin was first. And the second outfielder in the voting is Curtis Granderson, who certainly deserves it. The 2-0. Oh! You hear Alex. It seems like people let out yells expecting to get hit.
I think when you face Cook and you see a ball up and in like that, you expect it to be a sinker that's going to catch your left shoulder. It was actually a slider. He tried to bring back to the inside part of the plate, and it didn't work out.
3-1. And a walk to A-Rod. Here's Robinson Cano. He is 0 for 2. A double play grounder to second, and then just a regular routine grounder to second. He was at 299, now down to 293. Ground ball up the middle, grabbed there by Nelson to Tulowitzki on the first. Another double play off the bat of Cano. So he is grounded to second 3 times, accounting for 5 outs. We'll go to the 6th. Brought to you in part by Mazda, Zoom Zoom, by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop, and by the new definition of world class, the 2011 Buick LaCrosse. Nice crowd here at the stadium on a Saturday afternoon in New York City. CC Sabathia has been splendid. 5 innings, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts. He has not allowed a run, and he has walked just 1. 2 singles by Tulowitzki and a double by Spielborgs. That's it, as Eric Young Jr. will lead off. Shows bunt, takes a pitch low, 1-0. Young grounded to second in the first and struck out in the third. This is the only game going on in the major leagues right now. There's a bunt. A-Rod fields, fires, not in time. A-Rod played that about as well as you could play it, but Young has such great speed, he beat it out.
Yeah, they talk about Young. If he hits a ground ball in the infield, it's always a possibility of a hit. Shows bunt a little bit early, gets a nice angle right down the line, and you're right, Michael. Alex Rodriguez does everything he can do here. The bare hand. The glasses go flying, and the accurate throw across to Mark Teixeira just a half step too late. That's why Young is in the lineup, moving from the infield to the outfield, but he can fly.
Here's Todd Helton. You ever get a bunt hit in your life?
I doubt it, no. I actually tried to bunt a few times.
Right.
I thought, hey, this might be a good idea. The guy's playing way back, and then it didn't work out, and then you just beat yourself up the rest of the game. Why did I give an at bat away?
The 1-0. There's a base hit to right field. Todd Helton with a single as Eric Young will stop at second.
All right, first sign of trouble here for CC Sabathia. First two batters on base here in the 6th inning, and the dangerous Tulowitzki coming up. CC's had it on cruise control the whole afternoon. We'll see if he can work his way out of trouble here.
There's a strike to Tulowitzki. We looked it up, John. You had one bunt hit. You just don't remember.
Just don't remember. Probably a swinging bunt. This is an interesting at bat right here. Tulowitzki got jammed with a fastball and had a base hit. He was out in front of a changeup and had a base hit. See how CC attacks. Tried to go with a fastball inside, left it up middle, and got away with one right there. Tulowitzki, a pretty good hack.
The 0-2. 1-2.
Saw Tulowitzki last night going right center field for his 14th home run of the year. He has power out over the plate, can drive the ball the other way. CC's been trying to show him some fastballs inside to get him from extending his arms.
Tulowitzki is signed through the 2020 season with the Rockies. I would say that's probably the longest contract that anybody has right now. He had 3 years left on his deal when the Rockies in December of last year extended him another 7 years at $134 million. So through 2020, he's owed $157.75 million.
You know, in 2 days, Michael, I haven't heard a bad word about this guy. I mean, personality-wise or what he does on the field. Everybody around the Rocky organization saying he does it all. He makes all the plays in the field. He's a leader. He has power, obviously. He's up in a big spot here in the 6th inning.
As Cervelli goes out and talks with CC. So let me ask you this, John. In all your years in the big leagues, who's the one teammate that you had that came closest to being that perfect guy, perfect teammate, great player, great leader, just the guy that you want your son to grow up to be? I mean, don't say me up here. I'm saying down on the field.
Well, I mean, you know, the first person who comes to mind is obviously the player Tulowitzki admires, and that's Derek Jeter. But Derek doesn't have his type of power. I mean, he makes all the plays in the field. Maybe doesn't go to his left as good as Tulowitzki, but he's that type of a leader and that type of a guy in a clubhouse. I mean, Ken Caminiti was probably all of those things on the field and as a teammate, but maybe the personality wasn't everything that Tulowitzki is, or we hear that he is. So it's hard to put it all together. But I'm waiting for somebody to tell me something bad about this guy, like he strikes out too much, or if there's no, I haven't heard a negative thing in 2 days.
No, I have one maybe.
Well, you always have negative things, so go ahead.
What about the fake eye black? Don't you think you should go with the real eye black? He's got the stick
got
on
the
eye
patches
black.
on
yeah,
there?
I think that you wouldn't like that being a tough guy player.
He's not a tough guy player. I actually wore those sometimes.
Really?
Because, you know, it would smudge, it would smear. You can't have that.
The 2-2. Grounded right to A-Rod. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. CC got just what he needed. Around the horn double play as Eric Young moves to third.
Well, first sign of trouble for CC Sabathia. And we look at the pitch by pitch to Tulowitzki. A slider up and away, gets a call. Fastball up middle, gets away with a mistake. Slider misses again. Fastball up, misses, even count. Fastball fouled off. And then he goes with a slider up. Ground ball to Alex Rodriguez. Takes care of the double play. So first sign of trouble this afternoon for CC. Executes and gets the 5-4-3 double play.
Here's Giambi. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball to left. Runner at third, now 2 outs. We're at the top of the 6th. There's a strike. Rockies today are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Won last night 4-2 over the Yankees. Well, you can see he really labors against Sabathia. He's 2 for 17 lifetime against him.
Yeah, but if you think back, I mean, CC's been in total control, but this here, the third at bat for Jason, he's made this perfect pitches on him all afternoon. Not much Jason Giambi could have done so far.
The 0-2. He could not hold up. Giambi down on strikes. So as good a night as he had last night, he is struggling here this afternoon. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left. Strikeout of Giambi ends it. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 Yankees on yes. Partial blue skies up there. Clouds kind of graying it up just a little bit as the Yankees lead 5-0. Nick Swisher's going to lead off against Aaron Cook. Cook allowed 2 in the first and 3 in the third. And that's where we are right now at 5-0 Yankees. Oh, that doesn't look good. Is that a moth or? 5-10-0, 0-5-1. Unsightly. The 1-0. Big John Flaherty highlight reel between innings here at the stadium. A huge ovation from the crowd.
Huge.
It was. They love you here. They play the Irish music as a music bed. Nice.
It's your favorite, isn't it?
It is.
What's your favorite, the Irish music or the Warrior when Paul O'Neill's here? That gets you fired up a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, that gets me fired up. The Irish music makes me smile, makes me happy. It has a joyful tone to it. Al Leiter, his highlights are accompanied by Paul Simon. You can call me Al. Lying down the right field line, it is a base hit. It'll bounce into the corner, played out there by Young, and Nick Swisher gets himself a double.
Well, good at bat after good at bat for Nick Swisher. Drove a ball the other way that got run down. And a sacrifice fly is second at bat, and here gets a fastball, bat head out, drives it into right field. The at bats, especially left-handed, just a lot more consistent lately. That batting average continuing to rise.
Here's Posada. Off-speed pitch.
Like we've had a lot of these opportunities here for the Yankees. Leadoff double, Jorge Posada. Chance to advance Nick Swisher by driving a ball to the right side. Aaron Cook, who has given up 11 hits in this ball game, still to 5 runs pitching into the 6th inning, if nothing else, eating up some innings for that bullpen.
That one is driven out into left center field. Giving chase is Gonzalez. He can't get there. It's going to roll to the wall. Swisher will score. It's an RBI double for Posada. His second hit of the afternoon. 6-0 Yanks.
Jorge's first at bat drove one the other way for a base hit. Rolled over a sinker his second at bat. And here just stays on. Looked like an off-speed pitch, driving it the other way. Gonzalez looked like he was shading a little bit towards right center field. It's going to be just out of his reach. An easy stand-up double and an RBI for Jorge Posada.
There's Eduardo Nunez, and he's going to head back to the on-deck circle as Bob Apodaca talks things over with Aaron Cook. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Your good friend, John, Mike Bonner, who runs the whole scoreboard complex here at the stadium, has just made it known to me that both Swisher and Posada were obviously inspired by the John Flaherty video.
Obviously. Two guys who run similar to me, right? Takes a little while to get going out of the box.
So they got to hit the ball hard.
They got to hit some gappers, some stand-up doubles. You can't lead the league in triples or in doubles if you hit triples. You know, you just got to stand there.
Here's Nunez. 6-0 Yankees. They have 12 hits. We're in the bottom of the 6th.
Now, I got a question for you. Mike Bonner and I went to the same high school. He's obviously a younger man than I am. If we didn't go to the same high school, would he put a video tribute up of some of my highlights?
I believe he would.
I don't know.
I believe he would.
Really?
Ground ball. Oh, nice play by Helton. Took an extra base hit away from Nunez as Posada moves to third.
Todd Helton, through his whole career, has been a very good offensive player. We documented some of that last night, but he has won 3 Gold Gloves, makes a nice play here, thinks about Jorge Posada at third, but takes the out at first base. They were talking today, Michael, about Todd Helton, that he, I guess, scooped maybe 65 or 67 balls out of the dirt last year, which saved throwing errors for the infield for the Colorado Rockies. And Definitely an underrated or underappreciated part of his game.
Infield is in. That one's rocketed foul. Just missed Jorge Posada. Cervelli has 2 singles today. Average over 200 now. And Posada staring down at Cervelli. He said, really? Trying to hit me?
Cervelli, a reputation of being a good guy to hit in these situations. Done well with runners in scoring position his whole career.
Infield still halfway with Posada on third. 1-1. Breaking ball strike.
Cervelli shrugs his shoulders right there. You're looking for something up in the zone. It looked like a slider that was a little higher than what he was looking for. See, freezes, locks a little bit, stays on the inner half. You got to go into battle mode behind in the count 1 and 2. Just try to put this ball in play and pick up another run.
Stays alive. CC loves the run support. He's got 6 so far, looking for more as he tries to become the major's first 10-game winner. One, two. Nice play by Wigginton. He holds Posada at third and gets Cervelli for the second out. Rockies flashing some leather these first 2 outs of this inning.
Well, a pretty good job by Cervelli just putting this ball in play hard. When you get behind in the count 1 and 2, that's your job. A nice play by Wigginton. Posada has to retreat to third base. Easy play for Wigginton.
Well, that's going to do it, as Jim Tracy will take the ball from Aaron Cook. He's going to go to the bullpen. It'll be left-hander Rex Brothers against Brett Gardner. 6-0 Yankees. J&R Music and Computer World, and by Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. Jim Tracy has to make the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. Certainly stayed a long time with Aaron Cook, and now goes to one of his 2 left-handers, Rex Brothers, and is see Rex's numbers. 10 hits in 6 2/3 innings. 5 walks and 18 strikeouts. So 15 base runners in 6 2/3 innings. Not too good. He'll face Brett Gardner.
He's facing the left-handed hitting Brett Gardner, and lefties a small sample size, hitting .417 against Brothers. Obviously got to get better in that department.
Gardner bunt single in the first inning, stole a base and scored a run, then grounded to second and wrapped into a 1-6-3 double play. 1 run already in this inning. Yankees lead 6-0. Posada still at third with 2 outs. Wiggins hit in on the grass at third. Pitch is high from Brothers. Count 2-0. Clayton Mortensen, who was up earlier. He goes out and talks with Brothers. What's going on there, John?
Well, he had some problems in spring training. He slammed the car door on his middle finger. Maybe just addressing that problem. Was able to give a little length this afternoon.
And Gardner works a walk. We told you that Brothers sometimes doesn't have great command, so he walks Gardner.
Well, Jim Tracy looking on, and Brothers has good stuff, a good fastball in the mid-90s. Get to that point that he believes his stuff is good enough to compete here at the big league level and get another opportunity against a left-hander, Curtis Granderson.
Granderson has 2 hits and 3 at-bats today. Scored 2 runs. He scored both Yankee runs yesterday, so 4 runs in 2 games against the Rocks. There's a strike from Brothers, 96 miles an hour. You get a lefty that throws 96, you're going to hang through some control problems. Granderson, with his 2 runs today, leads the majors with 68 runs scored, 9 more than any other player. You would assume he's on his way to Phoenix for the All-Star game. The 0-2.
Gotta believe he'll get an invitation for that home run derby as well. With the 21 home runs to this point, he had a hanging slider right there in an 0-2 count. A good swing, fouled it straight back.
And he might get a chance to face in the All-Star game one of the guys that was involved in the 3-way deal. Ian Kennedy having a great year for the Diamondbacks, and that's where the game's being played.
What kind of a year is he at?
Really good. I mean, really great numbers. I don't have the specific numbers, but they're outstanding. Runner goes. Foul back. Ryan will get us those numbers in just a second.
Well, the Diamondbacks are doing all right, like Kirk Gibson, right?
Yeah.
Manager of the year consideration early on, obviously, but they're doing pretty well.
Ian Kennedy's 8-2 with a 2.90 ERA. Not too bad.
It's amazing how quick you get those numbers.
Power of the internet. Swing and a miss. So Brothers strikes out Granderson. Yankees get a run on 2 hits and 2 men left. Let's take this baby to the 7th. It's 6-0 Yanks. Your local Nissan dealer, 6-12-0 leading 0-5-1. Alex, another good day, 2 for 2, a double, 3 ribbies and a run scored. Sabathia has been outstanding through 6, 7 strikeouts and 1 walk, and Posada has a double and an RBI. We go to the 7th inning. Ty Wigginton will lead off on the Cadillac scoreboard. It is 6-0 Yanks. Wigginton is 0 for 2. Now, tomorrow's Old Timers Day, and we'll come on the air at 11 o'clock on Yes, but the ceremonies begin here in the Bronx at 11:30. So if you're coming to the game tomorrow, be in your seats by 11:30. Now, today was a giveaway day as well. Yankees always seem like they give away something good each day, and this is a little lunchbox they gave out. 27-time world champion, starts with 1923 to 2009. And I got to tell you, this is an unbelievable little gift. And it brings back memories for me, John, because I used to go to school and I used to have a little Beverly Hillbillies lunchbox.
That's not surprising.
If I had this, though, I would just strut my stuff with my little Yankee lunchbox.
Well, now you have it. You can take that to work every day.
I think I'm going to put tools in this. This is great to have around the house, you know, because you know I'm a fixer-upper. Yeah. Swing and a miss as Wigginton down on strikes. Do you have a lunchbox at school?
I did. It never looked as good as that one.
Well, what was it, though? Because I had the Partridge Family and the Beverly Hillbillies.
Well, I can guarantee you it wasn't the Partridge Family, okay?
Okay. Well, what was it?
I don't remember what. I was a blue one. I wasn't into all the pomp and circumstance of the Beverly Hillbillies.
So it was a lunchbox that transported food.
I viewed school as work, and I took my lunchbox to work and put in an honest day's effort.
Nice. Well, I wish they had lunchbox day when I was a kid at the stadium.
kids have outgrown the lunchbox.
I noticed
it's
you didn't
actually
take
sad.
one.
It's sad.
Do they brown bag it, or they just eat it in school?
You know, it's like embarrassing now to go with a lunchbox. I think they're too cool for it.
Yeah, amazingly, I was carrying a lunchbox through 11th grade.
Yeah, it's amazing. Shocking.
Occasionally at Fordham, I bring a sandwich in a lunchbox as well. Here's a 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1.
Pitch count at 87 now for CC with 1 out in the 7th inning.
Lined into center. Granderson right there.
We'll take a look at CC Sabathia and all the strikeouts this afternoon. A good slider down and away. Another one to Helton, and a third to Jason Giambi. Fastball in the outer half. Slider down and in to Eric Young Jr. Fastball dots the outside corner. Jason Giambi, a tough afternoon with that slider. A changeup to Wigington. Spread the wealth with all 3 of his pitches there with all those strikeouts.
Solid performance by Sabathia to this point. And here's Chris Nelson. That's right, 97 miles an hour. His first fastball in the first inning was 96, so he has certainly kept his velocity throughout. High fly ball. Left field. Gardner, 7 innings complete for CC. The 11th time he's done that this year as the Rockies go down in order. At the end of 6.5, time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead the Rockies 6-0. But we're going to stay right here to honor America and lunchboxes in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
lost Morneau for much of the second half of last year with the concussion and now this neck surgery. The Twins have been playing a little bit better of late. That's a big blow for them. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. A new pitcher for the Rockies is Clayton Mortensen. You see on the Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees lead the Rockies 6-0 here at the stadium. And Mortensen's going to face Teixeira, A-Rod, and Cano. These are the numbers on Mortensen. 3.35 ERA, 42 hits in 51 innings and 21 walks with 27 strikeouts. He looks like a tall drink of water. Yankees scoring in the first inning. A bunt single by Gardner, stolen base, an RBI single by Granderson. He goes to second on an E9, and Alex Rodriguez, an RBI single, makes it 2-0. In the third, Granderson a single to left, Teixeira a double to center, A-Rod a 2-run double to right center, then a sac fly by Swisher scoring A-Rod, and then the final run came in the 6th, a double by Swisher, a double by Posada. That was the Yankees' 6th run. That's where we stand right now at 6-0, bottom of the 7th inning. So Mortensen against Teixeira, who's 1 for 3. New shortstop for the Rockies is Jonathan Herrera, and you hope that everything is okay with Troy Tulowitzki. So he comes out of the game. 1-1. They checked with Ed Hickox. He said no, he didn't go. And the 2-1. Line foul.
You watch Mortensen early on here. He looks like Aaron Cook in that he's got a sinker. Velocity doesn't look overpowering, and a pretty good changeup. Would be a similar at bat for Mark Teixeira, who faced Aaron Cook 3 times.
And the 3-2. Teixeira walks. Well, you could see in the numbers there were too many walks, 21 walks. So he starts off the 7th inning by walking Teixeira. You put an extra runner on for the red-hot Alex Rodriguez. Not trying to do it, but that's what he did. So Alex comes up 2 for 2 with a walk.
Look at those numbers, Michael. 302, 13 home runs, 50 RBIs. Very solid for Alex Rodriguez. And you wonder when he's going to get on one of those home run binges where he hits, 7 in 10 days. Gets right up there with the league leaders.
Popped up. Nelson. And the ball is dropped. Let's see if they get Teixeira on the force. They do. You can see that happening. Nelson and Young coming together, and the ball ended up hitting the grass.
We talked earlier, Eric Young, an infielder, is playing right field today, and he's been exposed a little bit. Nelson was camped underneath that ball the whole way. It looked like he was calling it. And Eric Young just comes out of nowhere trying to make the play.
Well, it's a fielder's choice, and since Eric Young made the throw, it's 9-6 on the force at second. You can see Nelson saying, I was right here. They're not holding on Alex as Cano swings and misses. Cano's wrapped into 2 double plays today.
He's hit 3 ground balls to second base. Had an 11-game hitting streak broken up last night. Robinson Cano did. A good opportunity here with Mortensen, a sinker ball pitcher, a pretty good changeup just to go the other way, get yourself back on track.
High fly ball, right field. Young backs up, makes the play as Alex Rodriguez heads back to first. Here's Nick Swisher.
Batting average up over 240, now at 242 with that double his last at bat. Good afternoon. Sac fly, run scored.
And the good thing for him, he's starting to swing the bat a lot better from the left side, and he had a home run in Cincinnati over the left field wall batting left-handed, which showed that his swing was getting where he wants it to be. He really struggled from that side, was much better from the right side. Ball gets away from Pagnazzi, but he finds it.
Take a look at Ed Rapuano, the home plate umpire. Looks like he did a good job blocking that baseball. Got away from Pagnazzi, a little help from the umpire. Talked about Alex Rodriguez and his legs early on. Decides not to take a chance to get to second.
Now coming into this game, John, Swisher batting from the right side, hitting 342. Batting from the left side against right-handed pitching, hitting 194. So that's what's kept his average down. And if he starts to connect from the left side, then you'll see him closer to what the type of hitter he usually has been. One. Ground ball up the middle, another base hit for Swisher. And Rodriguez moves to second. So Swisher's 2 for 3.
Nice job. Just keep grinding out the at-bats by Nick Swisher. You've already had a good afternoon, 1 for 2 with a sac fly. Now you stay on a sinker up in the zone, drive it right back up the middle. Another hit from the left side, and that batting average again continuing to climb.
Here's Posada. He's 2 for 3. Count 1-0. Count 1-1. Aaron Cook started, pitched into the 6th inning. 2 outs into the 6th inning. Rex Brothers came on to get the final out of the 6th, and Clayton Mortensen pitching here in the 7th. It's 6-0 Yankees. Yankees have 13 hits. Line drive, a base hit to right field. Alex Rodriguez is going to stop there at third as the throw is cut off from Helton. So the base is loaded. Posada with 3 hits.
Nice job by the number 6 and 7 spots in the lineup today for the Yankees. 5 hits between them. Mortensen, who's a sinker baller, tries to run a fastball inside and beats Jorge Posada, but he's able to drop it in front of Eric Young in right field. Alex Rodriguez being held up by Robbie Thompson, the third base coach.
You know, you mentioned this earlier, John. You just watch. He's not running smooth and easy and free. And, you know, with 2 outs, you would think he would have scored easily on that with Eric Young not having a great arm and right. But he's just taking it base to base right now. Here's Nunez. Pitch inside.
And then you start thinking an opportunity to get him out of this ball game. 6-0 at this point. 2 outs in the 7th. Maybe give him the rest of the game off. If you're Joe Girardi, we'll see.
You know, with Swisher's single and with Posada's single and the slow starts they got off to, we thought we'd take a look at what they're hitting in June. Swisher's hitting .319 in June. And on June 25th, Posada this month is hitting .389. 1-1. Grounded to third. Wigginton goes the short way, gets the force, and that will do it. No runs, 2 hits, and the bases are left loaded. Let's go to the 8th. It's 6-0 Yankees. Us for today's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. And here are today's candidates. Number 1, CC Sabathia. Number 2, Alex Rodriguez. Number 3, Curtis Granderson. And number 4, Jorge Posada with 3 hits. Vote now and make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Well, as we surmised, the Yankees take A-Rod out and they'll put in Ramiro Pena at third. You see the Hyundai scoreboard tells us why they're up 6-0. And A-Rod seems like he's moving a little bit slow. Swinging the bat great, but they don't need him to blow anything out, so they'll have Pena play the last 2 innings defensively. Here's Matt Pagnazzi. Hot shot up the middle and a base hit. So leading off the 8th inning with a single to center.
Going to check out our Home Depot hitter scouting report on Carlos Gonzalez, and he had a career year last year. Unfortunately, he's being pinch hit for.
So that was just a bad time to show the scouting report.
No, but you're going to have to think about it now tonight and look forward to it tomorrow.
Wow, I don't know if that's ever happened. You got something on Charlie Blackmon?
I got nothing.
Here's Blackmon. There's a strike. Here's what I don't understand, John. They took out Tulowitzki, and they're pinch hitting for Carlos Gonzalez. Is he giving up at 6-0 in this ballpark? That doesn't make sense at all.
No, it doesn't make sense. I mean, obviously, CC Sabathia has been in total control, but you would think you would give at least Gonzalez a at bat right here and maybe take him out for defense later on to give him an inning off. At least I was hoping so we could do that Home Depot's hitter scatter report. Didn't work out.
Best laid plans of mice and men.
I say, you gotta roll with it.
But the fact that you picked up the pinch hitting appearance like that, right in the middle of it, that's good. Sharp. The 0-2. Grounded to first. There's one. On to second. And it hits him in the back. So Pagnozzi will reach.
A tough play for Mark Teixeira here. You take the out at first base, and then you got to try to throw to second. Nunez telling him to throw to the other side of the bag. Hits Pagnozzi right in the back. No harm, no foul.
I think he got him in the first Z. Blackman is retired. Here's Eric Young, 1 for 3. There's a strike. Did it get him in the Z? Like a Scrabble throw. Might have got him right on the O in Pagnozzi. Grounded to second. Cano gets in front of it for the second out. Moving to third is Pagnozzi. Seth Smith is going to pinch hit for Helton. I have never seen giving up on a game at 6-0. And that's what they're doing. They've taken Helton out of the game. They've taken Tulowitzki out of the game. They've taken Carlos Gonzalez out of the game. So you've taken 3 of your best players out of the game. So either they're injured or you're throwing up the white flag. We haven't had any indication that they're injured. He's also sending up lefties to pinch hit against Sabathia. The 0-1. And there's a base hit to right field. So an RBI, and there's the shutout as Pagnozzi scores. And now it's 6-1. And which makes it even more questionable that you give up on a game at 6-1 in the 8th inning.
Yeah, I was thinking about Seth Smith. You go up there and pinch hitting appearance left on left. But it works out as you get a base hit and RBI. The Rockies on the board. Tried to go the fastball in, didn't quite get there.
Here's Jonathan Herrera. He entered in the 7th inning for Tulowitzki. Fouls it off. There's that chain swung on the wrist.
Pitch count over 100 now for CC Sabathia. He threw 89 his last time out. David Robertson just beginning to get loose in the Yankee bullpen.
The 0-2 outside. CC wins tonight's game. He'll be the first big league pitcher with 10 wins. And he would be the first Yankee pitcher to be the first in the majors to reach 10 wins in a season, either tied or outright, since Tommy John did it in 1979. Swing and a miss. Another change, and Herrera goes down on strikes. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-1. Yankees on yes. For the WB Mason postgame as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry break down the game's biggest plays and then take a look around the rest of the league. Plus, Kimberly Jones gets the players' reactions from the clubhouse. It's all coming up after the final out, and it's right here on Yes. Yankee fan feeling pretty good about things as the Yankees are leading 6-1 going to the bottom of the 8th inning on the Hyundai scoreboard. 6-14-0 Yanks, 1-7-1 for the Rockies. All smiles today. Got a lot of changes for the Rockies. New pitcher as well. And this is Rafael Betancourt. You remember him from when he used to pitch for the Indians. A strikeout per inning. More than a hit per inning. Decent numbers. 4th pitcher used by the Rocks.
Got 17 holds for the season and then a 2nd in the major leagues.
Fouled away. Boy, Jim Tracy has turned this into a spring training game. Every position other than catcher and the DH Giambi has changed. Cervelli hits one deep to left. Blackman makes the play for the first out. So very quickly, if you're keeping score at home, you've got a new center fielder, and that's Ryan Spilborghs. He moves from left to center. We already saw Blackman out in left. And in right field, there's Seth Smith. So the entire outfield's different. Third baseman now is Nelson. He was at second. You've got Herrera at short. Young moves from right to second. And Wigginton moves from third to first. Brett Gardner pitches high. Now to better understand it, that's how it looks. And a strike. Crowd of 46,900 here at the stadium. A lot of them have made their way or making their way home. So I guess they figured, John, if Jim Tracy's going to bag it.
Well, that's what you do at the end of a spring training game, don't you?
You leave.
You know, this game has felt like the Yankees had a 10-0 lead all afternoon, and obviously it's only 5 at this point. A little surprising with Jim Tracy.
Count 3-1. One of the things that just really rubs you about Betancourt is he takes forever between pitches. There's Jim Tracy, the manager. Took over in May a couple of years ago for Clint Hurdle, who's now doing a good job with the Pirates, but had a pit stop as the hitting coach for the Rangers last year. 3-1. And Gardner walks. Betancourt does the same walk, tug, wipe. This is between every pitch. Almost like a pitching version of Nomar Garciaparra. Pitch outside.
It's got to be driving the infielders crazy. I mean, you got a 6-1 game now, 1 out in the 8th inning. He takes forever in between every pitch.
Almost seems like he's twitching out of his skin. Count 1-1.
Good slider there. You know, the fastball, it's not overpowering and it's pretty much straight as a string, but Betancourt always been a guy who can locate on the corners.
Buddy Carlisle getting ready for the Yankees. Foul back. The 1-2. Fouled off. Well, some highlights in this game. Alex Rodriguez has had another good game with 2 hits and 3 ribbies and a run scored. A couple of runs scored by Granderson, who's at the plate right now with 2 hits. 2 walks, a bunt single, a stolen base, and a run scored for Gardner. 3 hits for Posada. A couple of hits for Swisher. A couple of hits for Cervelli. And CC Sabathia has given the Yankees 8 strong innings, 1 run and 7 hits. Now, when we took a look at Swisher there, that's what you didn't like, John, about the painted on eye black, because it ran a little bit. You were very neat in your appearance.
It's kind of smudges a little bit. Nice afternoon, couple of hits, RBI.
Two. High fly ball. Left center. Spielborgs will make the play for the second out. Here's Mark Teixeira. Doubled and scored in the 3rd, walked in the 7th. 1-6-3 ground out in the 1st and a ground ball to first in the 5th. Count 1-0. What looks like will be the rubber game of the series tomorrow is going to be Ivan Nova against Juan Nicasio. It's also Old Timers Day tomorrow. And tune it into Yes at 11 in the morning tomorrow. That's when we start our coverage, and the ceremonies begin on the field 11:30. Strike.
So you got a lot of work to do tonight, huh? You got to prepare for Old Timers Day. Get all your bios ready.
Yep.
Get ready for a big league ball game.
I think I'm all right. I'm ready.
Confident.
The 2-1. That one is drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya! A long home run from Mark Teixeira. A 2-run shot. And the Yankees lead 8-1.
Rafael Betancourt kind of lulling everybody to sleep in the 8th inning, taking plenty of time in between pitches. Mark Teixeira got himself in a nice fastball count. We talked about the fastball being straight. You can usually locate it, but he left this one over the plate. 22nd home run of the year for Mark Teixeira, and it gives the Yankees a little extra cushion there in the 8th inning.
Take another look at the Coors Light cold hard blast. His 297th career home run. And that'll bring up Ramiro Pena, who took over at third base for Alex Rodriguez last inning. So he moves now to within 1 of Bautista and breaks what was a 4-way tie. Last year, Teixeira didn't hit his 22nd home run until August 2nd, or June 25th. High fly ball, center field. Spielborgs is there, and he puts it away for the final out of the 8th. But the Yankees get 2 runs on 1 hit, and nobody left. We go to the 9th inning. Yankees up 8-1 over Colorado.
Sits down for a new GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay. The former #1 pick discusses his 18-year career in the NBA, including his epic playoff matchups with Michael Jordan, Reggie Miller, and Alonzo Mourning. It's a new center stage next Friday at 11 o'clock, only on Yes.
Very open. Doesn't give that many long-form interviews. I think you'll like it.
Wants to be a head coach, doesn't he?
Desperate.
Desperate.
Desperate. Buddy Carlisle comes in for the Yankees, try to get the final 3 outs. Yankees have a completely different alignment out in the outfield. We'll get you caught up on that. You see the numbers on Carlisle. And the first batter he'll face is Jason Giambi. Pitch is high. Chris Dickerson is in left. Gardner's in center. Andrew Jones is in right. There's Dickerson. Again, Buddy Carlisle wild high the first 2 pitches, and Nick Swisher moved from right to first. There's Andrew in right, and Swisher, the new first baseman, as Teixeira gets the rest of the day off. Giambi had 3 hits yesterday, a long home run. The Yankees have shut him down today. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
I'm sure he's happy to see Buddy Carlisle in the game instead of CC Sabathia.
There's a strike. And Giambi works along.
Oh, Buddy Carlisle, your main job, come in and throw strikes. You have a 7-run lead. It's a lot easier said than done. Manager Joe Girardi and Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, just pound the strike zone, take your chances.
Strike to Wigginton. Deep drive, left field. There it goes. See ya. A long home run off the bat of Wigginton. A 2-run shot. The Yankee lead is now 8-3.
We talked about Wigginton, a guy who can play a lot of different positions and gives you some left or right-handed power. It's home run number 10, and Carlisle does a nice job throwing the ball over the plate, but Wigginton gets a hanging slider, it looked like. Spins pretty much middle of the plate. He's able to take care of it. A 2-run shot, his 10th of the year.
Buddy Carlisle was called up between games of the doubleheader on Wednesday against the Reds. He'd been in the minors, and there's a strike. Count 1-2. Spiel boards. Count 2-2. A loss by the Rockies would even them up at 38-38. The Yankees would go to 44-31. Way outside. 13 games at Scranton. Carlisle had a 4.67 ERA. Three-two, grounded foul. And he ends up walking Spielborgs.
Yeah, the walks have bothered Joe Girardi more than the 2-run home run. So you're going to have some action in the bullpen. Larry Rothschild going to go out and give Carlisle a little break.
Managers hate to do this. You have a nice 7-run lead in the 9th inning. You don't want to get somebody up in the bullpen, fire them up for no reason. Rothschild's done a very good job his first year as a Yankee pitching coach. Very well liked, respected by all of his pitchers. When the Yankees went back to Chicago, a lot of his pitchers were walking up to him asking, what am I doing wrong? He said, I can't tell you, but maybe he did tell him at the end of the series. That's going to bring up Chris Nelson. And a strike. He didn't want to have to do that. And even if he doesn't pitch, you fired him up for no reason. You started the engine for no reason, not with a 7-run lead. But now it's a 5-run lead, and they don't want to take any chances. The 0-1. And the count 0-2. Swing. Miss. And Nelson down on strikes.
You see Nelson shaking his head. He chased the high fastball, and Carlisle thanks him for it. Did a good job getting ahead in the count. Challenged him just above the belt. His first out here in the 9th.
Here's Mike Pagnozzi. High fly ball, right center. Gardner hauls it in. And the Rockies are down to their final out. Here's Charlie Blackmon. Pinch hit in the 8th inning and grounded out to first. Ground ball, nice play there by Swisher. He fires over to Carlisle for the final out of the game. Put that one on the left side as the Yankees win this one 8-3. 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. And a nice play by Swisher gets it over to Carlisle to get the final out and a fist pump to end it. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. Swisher just moved to first to start this top of the 9th inning, and he flashes some leather and a big smile as the Yankees put this one away. Big night for A-Rod, Jorge Posada. CC Sabathia becomes the first big league pitcher to nail down 10 wins. And the Yankees even this series at a game apiece, 8-15-0, beating 3-8-1. Yankees scored 2 runs in the first inning. They scored 3 runs in the third. They scored 1 in the 6th and 2 in the 8th. And that's how it broke down, with the New York Yankees getting 8-3 victory to even this series at a game apiece. The rubber game is tomorrow. Nick Swisher had a good day as well. 2 for 3 with a sac fly, and he is with Kim Jones. Kim?
And a flash of leather at the end. So let's start defense, Swish. When this was a 2-0 game, you make that running grab in the outfield to rob at least a double. What are you thinking there? Did you know you could get to that ball?
I mean, either way, you know, we got CC on the hill. You put a couple runs up and play good defense, you feel you got a really good chance. You know, it just seems like the past week we've just been playing great team baseball, and, you know, it doesn't hurt putting CC out there for us.
The big fella gave you a fist on that. He liked it.
I tell you what, you know, I'm just trying to go out there and do my part, and, you know, other than that, you know, it's just been a total good time.
Double and a single today. Do you feel like from the left side your swing's coming around?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't feel like I'm doing anything different, just getting a little more knocks now. So, you know, either way, I've just been putting in the time, grinding, battling, and, you know, hey, winning these games is always fun.
All you guys ever want to talk about after these starts, by the way, is Sabathia. He's the first pitcher in Major League Baseball to 10 wins as of this moment.
Right.
What does it mean to you guys when he takes them out and you get an early lead, then make it 5-0, and you probably figure the ballgame's just about over?
I think we've kind of come to expect all that great starts from him. You know, it seems like whether he gives up no runs, 1 run, 4 runs, he's going to go 7, 8, 9 innings. And definitely helps our bullpen out for sure. And either way, it's just I'm glad he's on our team.
Before we let you go, I want you to preview tomorrow for us and how you'll be feeling. It's Old Timers Day, which has become a big day for you.
I love it.
You're going to meet up with Diana Munson. There'll be a love fest in the dugout. We love that, too. What do you look forward to most?
Well, I just think it's just that passion and traditions that the Yankees share, you know, and I've really bought into that and proud to be a part of it, you know. I think that the one major thing is, you know, you bring these guys in from all over the country, you know, to come in for one day, and I think that just shows, you know, tradition that this team has, and it's always a blast to see those guys.
What we love, Nick, is when you're getting autographs on Old Timers Day. That's the best part.
Like a little kid again.
Always. Nick, thank you. Michael.
Thank you, Nick. Boy, he should cheer up. And thank you, Kim, as well. The Yankees, with this victory before the Red Sox play later on, they are in a tie for first place in the American League East. Nice play by Nick Swisher, the final out of the game. Yankees win 8-3. We'll be back.